Alright, so this is going to be a guide on the Frigate Wallcrawl, which is one of the first out-of-bounds sequences in an any percent, or actually any run in Metroid Prime. So what's going to happen is I'm just going to first come into this room called Biotech, so I'm just going to, you need to destroy this, that turret, and when you come in here, you're going to want to come to this corner. Now, there's a line, this white line here you line up with, and there are two ways to get out of bounds. You can come forward to about this point, about here, and then morph, or an easier way would be to not hold L, and then when you see Samus stop, then you morph while holding forward. But that's only part of it. If you just morph forward and then you go out of bounds, you will just fall to the bottom, and that's a big problem. So what you need to do is when you get out of bounds, or when you morph, when Samus's shell starts to form, you're going to want to hold up left. So, like this. And then press, oh, whoops, that didn't work. And then press Z. Or X, sorry. So now you're on the standable spot right here. Don't go too far over here or you'll fall. If you go too far over here, you will fall. And that's really bad. So what you want to do is you want to jump over here. And you're going to get stuck on this side. Alright, so when you get stuck on that side, you're just going to want to bomb jump once, and bomb jump again, while holding right to keep yourself stuck. Because if you don't keep yourself stuck, you're just going to fall. So we jump. I like to jump over this electrical thing, and then turn here. So, there are two ways you can do this. One way is you just jump, you have to jump up as high as you can and go into Ether over here, which I'll explain Ether in a little bit. But basically, the simplest way to explain Ether is you are in a spot around the map, out of bounds, where the game tries to push you up pixel by pixel, so you're basically floating in a sense. You can do that, and then bomb jump up the door, or you can do this strat, which is a little bit less risky but slower. There's a standable spot right here. And so you would jump up, and then this door, when you shoot this door, the room will, and you come close to its side, this room will start loading. So you just want to come over here, and then you're going to wait, like that. And then you jump up to transition the room. There is a, the load trigger for the next room is right here. So, if this is the first out-of-bounds sequence you're trying to attempt, basically you have to manually transition and load rooms. So, the only reason you do that is to be able to hit a load trigger. And then, what I do is I come forward here, and then hold back, so I can land here, and then jump. This gives you, this allows you to transition into the elevator room. This room is probably going to be the hardest, one of the harder ones for new people, besides the first room. So what I do is I just keep holding L, and then I go past this spot, and then I inch forward a little bit, go back, inch forward, until I start to see myself fall. So, or just barely. So basically, every room in the game is surrounded by an invisible box, and inside that box you have normal physics. You can jump, you can, yeah, basically, you can jump. Outside that box, though, is a zone called Ether, which I mentioned earlier, which you're basically getting pushed up pixel by pixel, but you're also, you're not able to fall. But if you go between the two, like this, out of the box, you can actually jump. But it's a 3-frame window. You have a 3-frame window to jump. And so you just want to jump along this side using your 3-frame inputs. This is This is something that if you're not used to ether jumping, it's going to take a lot of practice. It is not easy to get this when you're starting off. So, once you get up here, there are two ways you can do this. You can either do an ether jump and land here, or if you are worried about that, you can just ether jump all the way up to the top. And then you're gonna be stuck at the top, which is called a Skyline. Unless you morph, you cannot fall from here no matter what you do. So, at this point, you just want to slowly inch your way over to this door and land on it. On the side is where it transitions. Now, when you come to this next room, you're going to want to jump on the side. Don't go too far to where you fall, but don't go too close. I'd err on the side of going a bit too close, because you can just, like, let's say I'm right here, and then I'm stuck, I can just bomb jump over. Until I'm not stuck anymore. And so you want to jump over here. Now, this transition for this room is just, you're going to be slightly lower at this point, and then it transitions. Now, this is important. You want to jump as high as you can before going into the Skyline for this next room. So, what I usually do is after I transition, I just jump up and then hold left over here. And then you want to face forward. So now this room's already loaded. All you do for this room is you just hold forward. And then you land it on the door. If you are not high enough, you will not fall immediately on the door. So if you're having trouble and you have not fallen on the door, then you want to make sure that you are jumping high enough before going past that, or going into that room, or walking above it. And so at this point, you jump up, hold back a bit, and then go around. And then you want to land here. So there are two ways to transition. This room is a pain to transition. So there are two ways to do it. The easiest way is to look over here, jump to, whoop. So sometimes you can get stuck. You just morph it on morph and you're fine. You just jump to the side and then jump. That will transition the room like this. The other way to do it is when you shoot this door, what happens is it will show the room. You just jump forward and jump up. Those are your two ways. Now, you want to be careful here. If you are too fast here, you can actually get stuck when this room loads and soft lock your game. In soft lock, it's over. So you don't want to do that. So you just morph here, and then bomb jump up. So you're going to be in the game sky. You're going to be in the skybox of this room. Now, I'm going to explain this last part before actually doing it. There is a load trigger right over here, and it's going to say room is depressurizing. When you land, when morphed, you want to bomb jump, going up into the air, unmorph, hold forward a bit, morph, and then unmorph when you're around the same height as the door. This is something called a door warp. So you're letting the room load around you in order to finish the wall crawl. So let's see about this. So you land here. And there you go. And then you want to hold back a bit and then hold forward to transition. Just shoot, go forward, and there it is. If you got this far, you have successfully completed the Frigate Wallcrawl. Just a personal recommendation. This is something that is not beginner friendly. I think I might have mentioned that before. This is not a beginner friendly trick. I recommend this isn't the first out of bounds sequence you learn. However, if it is the first one you try to learn, I recommend using it in runs when you start to become consistent at it. Don't push it with this trick starting off, just because you can reset so often, it's very discouraging. So, yeah, that's about it. Any questions, you can leave them in the comments section, or stop by my stream. I usually will be able to answer pretty much any question you have about this wall crawl, or anything about the game. So, thanks.